Did you, did you
all
see
having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world.
Strip birthright citizenship from American soil by executive fiat. Purge thousands of career civil servants without cause. Actively defied and resisted the lawful authority of the federal courts. Accepted prohibited gifts, favors, and foreign financial benefits in open violation of the Constitution. Permitted members of his own family to... That's just the first 5 there. I got 20 grievances all ready to go, all lined up. You can print them out and sign them even. I don't know what we do with them. But,
You know, you have to ask yourself, why haven't the Democrats done something like this, right?
I know.
It's so frigging obvious. But they're so afraid of, we don't want to come across as too confrontational. We have to work with the president. Give me a break.
Right. Yeah, I so agree. Hey, I agree. Yeah, I mean, that's one reason I've been doing this for a year. This 250th stuff and Echoes of America is I was just determined, and I feel like it's been Trump has not taken over 250. It's backfired on him. But what I had hoped would happen, like you're saying, is I just thought progressives and Democrats had an opportunity to own 250th and turn it on its head and say, what we need is a new declaration of grievances against this mad king, and that's the way to do 250. But I think a lot of liberals were they equated celebrating Independence Day and July 4th with supporting Trump or being right-wing causes or something like that. And I was just so afraid they would just totally bypass any opportunity. And I think to some extent, Trump has failed to take over it because it's just backfired on him.
If you look at these protests that are going on around the country, it's all decentralized. I mean, No Kings has no central command. There are all these different local groups who coordinate with each other, and and this idea, when I saw what you've done, I said, this is a new idea that nobody thought of this. I've been involved with No Kings for a year now. I've never heard anybody talking about something like this. But when I was listening to the reading of the Declaration of Independence, where he's listing all of their grievances,
right? Yeah.
I had the same idea that you had. This is perfect. This is what No King should have done. They should have had a proclamation listing all of the grievances against King Trump. But they did not, because nobody thought of it. I don't think it was that they didn't think of it. I think it was something they never thought of. It never occurred to me until I read, until I started hearing the Declaration of Independence, the full text. Most people have never read the full text.
Yeah, and it's only 10 minutes. It's literally a 10-minute read. 10 minutes and 27 seconds. I mean, the video that I made with Robert Barker, who does a fantastic Virginia voice, colonial Virginia voice. He's the official Jefferson interpreter or whatever they call it at Monticello itself. Anyway, his read of the Declaration is exactly 10 minutes and 27 seconds. All right. Play a second of it here. Who does it? He really did the research on Jefferson's voice. Very
When, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that.
Now that line right there has always been so fascinating to me. A decent respect to the opinions of man. He's talking to the Europeans there, because the Continental Congress and all, they're at the time, they were literally begging the French for money. And the monarchs in France, were iffy about this whole idea of what they were doing. And so he appeals. He's got a lot of audiences in the Declaration, but one of them that's interesting is he's trying to appeal to the opinions of mankind, around.
They should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
One of the things he cut out, he got that line from John Locke. John Locke's line was life, liberty, and property. They didn't want to. They took that out. They changed property to pursuit of happiness. They weren't going to guarantee property because they had all the property.
And there, if you didn't have property, you couldn't vote, right?
Right.
In the colonies.
Yeah. But anyway,
but they don't guarantee happiness either. They guarantee that you can chase it.
Pursuit,
Not
right?
that you will catch it, but that you can chase it.
Well, even poor people can be happy. That's what we're saying. You're poor, but you can be happy.
Right.
There were a lot of happy people at Monticello this morning when they swore in a bunch of new citizens. The Governor Spanberger was there and a bunch of other stuffed shirts.
Oh, really? They did that at Monticello?
Yeah, it was really nice. I've been to Monticello 4 times. I always loved it over there.
Oh yeah, that's one of the thing I love about Monticello, and I can't count the times I've been, is it's one of the few places where you get such a sense of the person you're there to see, because he designed every square inch of that place. I mean, right down to the dumbwaiter, and
I was just going to say that the dumbwaiter and the desk and all that. Yeah, the dumbwaiter was. They make a big deal about that when they present the tour to you.
Yeah, and how he designed the bed so that on one side he had his writing table, and on the other side he had his eating table, so he never had to get out of bed. That was genius.
Didn't he have some kind of a method to bring the food in from the kitchen into the house, a conveyor belt or something? What was that? I don't remember.
Yeah, well, that was the dumbwaiter. I mean, he had
That's right. That was the dumbwaiter.
Yeah.
That's right.
He had two actually. He had one for food from the kitchen, because they put the kitchen in the basement, of course, and then for food, for plates of food. But he had another one. He designed another one that's right on the side of his mantle in his fireplace that goes down to the wine cellar. And he had a special one made that just exactly fits a wine bottle. So he had a dumbwaiter for his wine bottles. I mean,
yeah,
because he brought a ton of wine over from France.
Yeah.
Did you all see the video of Trump explaining what the Declaration of Independence meant?
Oh God, no! I'm afraid to see that. What on earth do you think it meant?
You explain it, Jamie. I have no words.
I have not seen it.
I don't either. I'll have to chase it down so you can post it, because he literally invents a whole thing that isn't there. It's awful.
He was on Mars when he was saying that.
Well, he's a profoundly ignorant man. He's only interested in one thing:
money.
How can I make more money?
Money.
If something's irrelevant to that, he knows he doesn't want to know anything about it. He's childlike sometimes in his ignorance. Remember when COVID came out, he got up at a press conference and he said, "Well, I heard that ultraviolet light will kill the COVID virus, so maybe they should just open people up surgically and shine ultraviolet light in them." And I mean, I know third grade children who said, "That's stupid. You'd kill somebody doing that, and it wouldn't work." But he
talked about that.
Drink some bleach.
What was that chemical that he talked about that was actually
bleach? He's going to put bleach in them too.
Well, there was bleach, but then there was something. There was that hydro something. Anyway, I was trying to remember it, because what happened was there was a couple out in Colorado who heard that And so they went down to get some, to fight, to protect against COVID. But they went to a pool store, and the chemical that he talked about, it was hydro something or other, and is sold in as a pool cleaning supply, but it's a very different version and it's poisonous. Anyway, so this couple actually did take it somehow. I don't know how they ingested it or what. And the husband died. And the wife was in the hospital, but the husband actually died. And everybody thought that they were going to sue him or something, but I don't think anything ever came of it. But I mean, it was. And the look on that woman's face. Remember who the scientist in the White House that worked with Fauci? She wasn't as well known as Fauci, but she got pretty famous.
Oh, she sat behind him and just cringing and kind of shaking, trembling almost. Like
the look on her face is absolutely priceless. Priceless.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember her name either, but of course Fauci took all the blame.
Hey, Venture, let's see. That's the documentary about that I get suggested by YouTube right after how the Trump family makes money by our public TV.
Okay, it's on TrailMix all the way down at the bottom of the latest comments.
Oh, okay. Let me. When he got elected the second time, I just thought, how can people? I mean, for all the other reasons, but I mean, just his handling of COVID alone should have disqualified people voting for him for.
Well, he's the no war president. That was what my furnace broke down, and the HVAC guy came and he started lecturing me on how Trump was going to keep us out of all foreign wars. That was one thing.
Yeah.
The Trump voters, it's really a failure of American education. I mean, you have people who know nothing about science, who know nothing about history. You wonder what the hell they were doing in high school, besides playing sports. But the level of ignorance among the average adult American is astounding. I mean, I think most Europeans would be shocked, because I think Europeans have a much better educational system than we do.
Well, speaking of ignorance, let's get Jamie's clip running here.
Let's give him something easier. Donald.
Is that Comedy Central?
Yes, but it is true.
Yeah,
this is not AI. It's an introduction.
But it's Daily Show, right?
Yeah.
I can't use it. Yeah. YouTube will shut down the whole stream. I've already experienced
then direct people to where they can see it.
Yeah, go to TrailMix. I can freeze frame it there and put TrailMix.
Oh, you just go to YouTube and type in Trump Declaration of Independence. You'll pick it up.
but let's at least send them to TrailMix. Maybe they'll comment. TrailMix.cc. Go right there and you can see this clip from the Daily Show. Yeah, the Paramount is brutal about that. I mean, they don't shut down the stream. They maybe go back and delete anything that's got any of their copyrighted stuff in it. So
but go back and take a couple of minutes, Craig, and just listen to it.
I will. Oh, I definitely will. Yeah, but if anybody wants to see that, go right now over. It's the very thing right on the page, trailmix.cc, and you can see that then.
I watched a video this morning about a guy who tried to visit all the booths there at the National State Fair, and I couldn't believe what a joke that whole thing is. They got a couple people in there. They got some paintings on the wall. I mean, stuff that they crudely painted, and just some of the states had nothing, and they just had an empty booth, and there wasn't nothing in there. It was just a waste.
Yeah, there's a live camera on the grounds that, of course, are completely empty.
Yeah.
Well, they shut down the fair yesterday because of heat. 44 people were treated with heat-related medical problems. That was reported in The Guardian today.
Well, and that, you know, all those jets I was complaining about, the minute they shut down the fair, those jets stopped. So that was a blessing.
I saw a video, Craig, yesterday, and there were like 2 fighter jets. In the middle was one of those flying wing stealth jets that I was talking about. So you are getting them flying right over your head. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're the noisy ones.
I actually checked. We are literally 1.2 miles from the National Mall, and TrailMix International headquarters is 1.2 miles from National Mall, and so by the time they get to us, they're pretty low to the. And they were really loud. They were so loud, and it went on. But the minute they shut it down, boy, they stopped those jets. So that was nice.
Is the National State Fair over now? I mean, after today?
I have no idea what that stupid thing's future is. I mean, we're going to have nothing but investigations. I mean, the next thing's going to happen. We're going to invest. If the Democrats can win Congress, that's why we got to win Congress, so we can investigate these people. And
Jamie Raskin can't wait. He is ready. I see him on TV. I mean, he just salivating. He can't wait.
I know. Every time I see him, I think I want Democrats to get to win Congress for one, if for no other reason, just to give Jamie Raskin some power. Give him the power. Because he will go to town. It will be great.
Well, a lot of it depends on the Democratic National Committee. Are they going to support these progressive candidates, or are they going to starve them of funds like they've done before?
Well, it's the particular committee you want to watch is what they call the DWWII, the Congressional Campaign Committee. That's Hakeem's committee, and that's the big money raiser. The DNC is just practically irrelevant. Almost don't need to exist, but Hakeem's DWWII, that's going to be interesting to see how he handles some of these candidates, particularly the ones like the one who won in Colorado the other day says she's not going to vote for him for speaker. So he's not going. Is he going to give her? And when they say that, I think, okay, I guess you don't want any of the DWWII money if you're going to just flat out say you're not going to vote for him for speaker.
Well, he probably figured he wasn't going to get that much anyway.
Maybe, yeah. But anyway, that's going to be an. And Schumer too. You know, Schumer controls a lot of the funding from the DSCC, the Democrat Senate Campaign Committee. Those are the big money pots, you know, and for the midterm. And what Schumer side decides to do is in Texas is I'm really trying to see any clues because you know, that's a tough call. I mean, if Tallarico's tied, it's so much more. It's so expensive to play in Texas. What states do you take money from, you know, to put it in Texas? I mean, they've got one advantage is they don't have to spend much on North Carolina because Roy Cooper's got that sewed up, looks like. So that'll be something to watch.
I'm afraid that the establishment Democrats would rather see the Republicans keep control of Congress than have an insurgent progressive movement try to take over the party.
It sounds weird, but you're right. I mean, it's like they'd rather have their power base within the party intact and be the minority party in Congress. You're right about that. That's something that I've seen before, going all the way back to the Carter years. I mean,
if you listen to Fetterman, he wants the Senate to be like that too. I saw him this morning hobnobbing with his Republican counterpart with Smirkonich, and he was just saying we got to stop any kind of a divide. We all have to be working together, and all he does is vote with the Republicans now.
I don't get Fetterman. I just hope to hell Plattner's not a Fetterman. Surely not.
I don't think he will be. Do you? I don't really think.
Well, you always take a risk with revolutionaries.
Yes, yeah, and that's worth it. You know, times are severe. It's worth it. Yeah. Speaking of unconventional,
show you what it looks like to get outspent 30-1 by Apex money. Detroit 12-1.
He's really going after Apex.
28-1.
And of course, that's
Flint, 46 to 1.
That's a metaphor for going after establishment Democrats. He's talking here about how much AIPAC is spending against him.
Look, I knew I was going to get outspent by AIPAC, by the corporate PACs, and it's happening. But I've got something better than their money, and that's you. So if you can, rush us a donation, $5.
So I don't know.
So AIPAC's not going to support him. He just came out and said he supports cutting all funding to Israel down to zero.
I mean, this divide within the Democrat Party over Israel makes me crazy. I wish we could get it. The focus needs to be it's on Netanyahu. He's the bad guy here, not all of Israel. And they just keep, broadening their attacks to all of Israel. And why not just say it's Netanyahu? So you get away from the anti-Semitic look, if you just focus on him, say he's the bad guy that we don't want to give him money, but when they broadened it out to say Israel doesn't have a right to exist or something like that, that's what it gets icky.
Yeah, well, Fetterman's not like that today. He said he 100% declares all support for Israel, military, political, everything, right down the line. He wanted to make that point. So he's got to go, man. He got it. How much longer do we got to put up with that bastard?
Well, I think he's got like 4 more years, right?
28. Is he up in 28? See,
he's been around a while.
My thought was I think I'd rather see Shapiro primary Fetterman than run for president in 28.
Well, I don't think Shapiro's going to be president, so that's a good idea.
I think so. But I always argue against my own ideas. But then the counter argument there is that would that split the vote and let a Republican in? Because what if Fetterman said, "Okay, I'm going to run as an independent if I get primaried," and then that could happen, and then they could split the vote. And Republicans. So
that's why third parties are so dangerous.
Well, there's 46% of the country that are independents.
Yeah.
That's a high percentage.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. And the other thing, this is what's so interesting to me, not just the independents, but the people who don't. There's the money. There's the money in politics. Not the money, but the power of the vote. Look at that. The people who don't, the eligible voters who don't vote, that's who you want. And that's what Trump got a lot of. And those are the people that you can't go after with conventional.
All my life, I've heard about the cherished right to vote, and yet look at that figure right there.
A lot of those people who want to vote, the Republicans have made it almost impossible for them to vote. You've seen those lines where they have like 500 people in line, and they have to wait for 3 hours to get into the polling place.
Yeah.
Put that water bottle down. You can't have water in this line. All that kind of stuff, Yeah. That actually is true.
That's why Washington, with its total vote by mail, makes it so easy. And even we have people that don't vote, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oregon has a system where everybody votes by mail all the time. There are no polling places. That's
how Washington is. Is that how Washington is, Jamie?
Yeah, totally by mail.
I just sent in my request for a mail-in ballot. My polling place is only 2 miles from me. But I sent it in to see if it's going to work, because, there's a threat by Trump to eliminate it. Because that new head of the Postal Service, he's working with Trump to try to get it abolished. He can't do it, can he?
That Postal Commission is about, it's like the FEC. It's like split right down the middle. Although I think it tilts toward the Trump forces on making decisions.
Yeah, if you absolutely insist on it in Washington, you can go to your local government office, the registrar of voters, and vote there. You can put your body there and they will let you vote there, but otherwise do it by mail.
Yeah.
I'm worried that when the election day comes, Trump is going to nationalize National Guard troops and have them guard the polling places. And who the hell knows what they'll do? They may just decide to let white people vote. I mean, and who's going
not
to
National Guard? They're going to put ICE out there. They're going to recruit a bunch more ICE agents.
Yeah, who's going to stop them, right? I mean, you know, the local cops aren't going to do anything. And, you know, Trump is, I think right now, Trump is plotting and scheming about how to steal the election. And
absolutely, yeah.
I'm not sure how he's going to do it, but using some kind of troops or force or ICE or somebody.
We have to purge all the voter rolls.
Well,
I keep this Bannon clip, and this is a year old, but it's still what they're planning.
We have to purge all the voter rolls for people who are not eligible to vote in those districts or counties or states, right? And then we have to we have to do a real job on mail-in ballots, like like signature verification, where we're supposed to be on the books, but of course they took them off the books and looked the other way in Pennsylvania. That's how they stole that. If they don't have illegal aliens voting, or if they don't have these phony migrants that are here on these phony programs that are at the polls, and you're damn right, we're going to have ICE surround the polls come November. We're not.
Boom.
There you go.
Boom. ICE is going to surround the polls. They don't get they're not shy about that.
No, they're not.
And I don't know. There's a slight mute delay when we play those clips. I cannot figure out how to make that go away. But anyway, yeah. I mean, and Bannon's been saying some more stuff like that, and so is Miller. I mean, they are conditioning. I mean, that's the idea: is to send ICE to black precincts or wherever they want to suppress the vote, and to scare people. Anywhere there's any migrants or even legal citizens who are even legal green card, any precincts where there are people that would be afraid of getting deported. All they got to do
has been on full racist rant on X. I mean, it's the garbage coming out of his mouth. The latest one, he published something that has already been declared illegal under the 14th.
Well, he does not. He absolutely is of the view. I mean, I think he's where Trump's getting this stuff too, is where he's getting these ideas.
I mean, this is what he put up, and that has already been declared that is one of the exceptions to the 14th. So he's publishing a lie, and people will believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we hear him repeat.
There's two things that Trump can do. First of all, he can interfere with the voting, okay? And the other thing he can do is, after the votes are counted, he can say they're fixed. In other words, this congressperson here, they actually got elected, but the Democrats rigged it. And, if the Democrats try to show up in Washington in January to assume their positions, Trump can just basically arrest them or throw them out or whatever. He can seize power by refusing to allow them to take their seats and say that all of the Republicans won. And he is absolutely capable of doing that. I just don't know about the timing. Is he ready to make that move now, or is he going to wait until 2028? But I think he's planning to do that. He's planning to seize control of the elections.
Yep.
Well, y'all remember what happened in 2004, don't you, when John Kerry ran? And Ken Blackwell, the Secretary of State, saw there was a massive turnout in Cleveland, Toledo, Youngstown, all the northern boundary of Ohio. And he shut down the polls like 2 hours early to make sure those people could not vote and swing the election, and got away with it.
Well, that's why I keep saying, our mantra for our turnout for the midterm needs to be too big to rig. We just got to turn out so many people that our turnout is just too big to rig.
Next, that scenario you laid out is scary as hell, but I'm listening to you, and I think you're onto something there. We gotta stop that.
Well, I mean, if you look at history, I mean, when there have been political upheavals, I mean, these things happen. I mean, you know, I was a student of ancient Rome when I was in high school. I took Latin and I used to study Roman history. And the way Caesar took power in Rome is also a blueprint, you know. And Trump has talked to all these dictators. You know, how did you seize power? How did you get control of the media? How did you get control of the courts? And they said, you do it incrementally, in little steps, one at a time. And if nobody stops you, you take the next step. And that's what's happening. Nobody's stopping Trump. The only power that can stop Trump is the Supreme Court. And at some point, he's going to start ignoring the Supreme Court. That's only a matter of time. And maybe he'll pack the court, he'll add new justices, or he'll get rid of the ones that are on there, or he'll just ignore their rulings and say they don't have the power to interpret the Constitution. What was it?
That's why we got to give.
Yeah.
That's why we got to give Raskin the power. Got to win the midterms. It's all about winning the midterms. That's how we slow this man down. That's how we do it. I think I found the clip, Jamie, that we could use on this. Maybe. Let's see. Do you think does this look like the one we were on him talking about the?
Go tomorrow. The words of our Declaration of Independence sent an earthquake through all of the coming time. They sparked a revolution that has never ended, but still continues to this day. And tonight we come to this beautiful mountain, and it is beautiful, to express our gratitude to those who made it possible, starting with the four men most responsible for reaching this milestone more than any others. We salute the father of our country, George Washington.
Oh, he's heard him.
The author of the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson. The great emancipator and savior of our union, Abraham Lincoln. And the man who built America into a global superpower, Theodore Roosevelt. These are the men who declared the freedom, won our freedom, saved our freedom. And
I don't know. Is that it, Jamie? I guess that wasn't the clip you were talking about.
No, that isn't his blathering. You have to listen to the sheer junkie he said, because he was asked to describe the Declaration of Independence, and he totally winged it into a spouting of ignorance.
This is the speech where Trump declared that communists are trying to take over the government.
Yeah, I was trying to see if C-SPAN caught that. Oh, here's those jets I was listening to.
Let's talk a little bit about being.
it is.
Let's talk. Let's talk.
It is
religious freedom. Attention, fairgoers.
Attention, fairgoers.
The event has been postponed. We will reopen at 5 p.m. Please refer to Freedom 250 social media for updates. Please proceed to the nearest exit.
Hey, did you guys see that drone show in Philadelphia last night? Was that ever something?
No.
I saw a video. A guy took a video of the whole thing. Outstanding. They form into all kinds of things like the Liberty Bell and Washington crossing the Delaware, all with lighted colored drones in the sky, like a fireworks show. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, here's what I was hearing yesterday. That's a bunch of jets. That's a bunch of jets.
Kim Joey is so noted.
There's that flying wing I was telling you, the stealth bomber coming right in the middle there, right over the monument. Yeah. That's a loud son of a bitch right there.
Oh, yeah. And
I mean, they're all loud, but that one is really loud.
Let's see. Let's get this over here. What is this? Here. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Get the comment screen. Who's this fella, Joey? Joey? You busy over there? You've been busy. What are you trying to say?
He should get us so noted.
Keep on trying, and he will show you the light. Trump's got you all. It's because of people like you. Yeah, he's the most unpopular president in American history. I guess that's winning. Is that winning?
Didn't one time he call Washington the second greatest president, second to him, to Trump himself? Your favorite president. He's always saying, your favorite president, me. Yeah, right.
I mean, here's the low mark. I mean, right now, this is the lowest.
Right now, I think Nixon could beat him.
I mean, Nixon's the only one that's lower than Trump in approval ratings right now. I mean, right now, Trump's tied with Carter.
And Carter was a victim of circumstance.
Approval rating.
It wasn't anything he did. It was a victim of circumstance.
So there you go, Joey. Is that your winning president there? Is that, you call that a winner? Tied with Jimmy Carter in popularity? Is that a winner?
Well, Carter made the mistake of taking in the Shah of Iran after the Iranian Revolution, and that's what caused the embassy takeover. So he didn't have. Well,
he came here for cancer treatments. That's what he shot him for.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that was and the thing about it is the irony of all that is Carter's the one that got the Shah out of there because he pulled the plug on CIA support for the Shah, like he did in Nicaragua and some other places, and so it's because of Carter that they got rid of the Shah. But then because he let him go to a hospital, they went and took hostages and have hated us ever since. It was just such a mess.
They had the funeral for Khomeini, the one that got killed like months ago, yesterday.
Right.
Huh.
Him and his granddaughter got killed too.
Well, how about this? You tell me what you got from Trump there, Joey, because I've been making a list of everything you didn't get. I mean, I'm still working on this list. I've got some others to add to it, but I've been keeping a list of everything he promised you guys that you did not get. There they are. I can't really come up with much that you did get that you wanted, I don't think. I mean,
well, you didn't list lower gas prices.
Right, yeah. Is that you disagree with any of that there, Joey? I don't know. You didn't get much.
I spent that check before I got it. Now I'm in deep trouble.
Well, we have not talked about this yet. Them charging that Olympian guy with a felony for sticking his hand in the water.
I was going to bring that up, but I didn't. I thought I'd wait for you to bring it up.
We hadn't gotten around to that, and I mean, they charged him with a felony. I mean, here she is.
Down into the pool.
That was her big charge. He reached down into the pool.
Evidence further shows that the National Park Service employees observed Hearn actually forcefully and violently pulling up and removing the bottom liner with both hands.
What an idiot.
According to witnesses, Hearn damaged approximately 2 square feet of
2 square feet. Now, how many square feet of water you suppose is in that pool? You think? I mean, I wonder.
You mean the one that's taller than the Empire State Building?
Trump said it was 200 yards long or something like that. And somebody, I guess they had a scuba outfit on. They went down there with a giant box cutter knife and slit the whole length of the thing. Now, come on. He said that.
Yeah, I know.
And they asked her.
I heard him say that.
Well, they asked Pirro in this press conference right here that I've been playing. They asked her about that, about her evidence for that. Did she have pictures? Did she have video? You know what she said? What she actually said? She said these words. I wrote them down. These words precisely. She said, "I'm not getting into the evidence." that just summed up that whole press conference. She didn't come up with a single piece of evidence.
Sealant from the bottom of the pool.
But then this woman here, you almost don't need to do a parody of that woman. But this volume, unfortunately, I can't get it any higher, but I think it's okay.
Oh, we heard that very well.
This one is,
yeah.
This parody is Is that loud enough to hear?
Yeah.
And she does a great impersonation.
This press conference today because this is about justice. This is about fighting against anarchy. We have secured an indictment against a former Olympic athlete, a disgrace who destroyed the reflecting pool. Yes?
How do you know he did it?
Because I said so.
But there is footage.
Because I said so.
Well, that's great, genius. Why don't you turn over your evidence? We can't wait to see it.
What did he do?
He damaged it. He damaged the pool. Okay, you.
Was it with a weapon or his hands?
Yes, with his hands, his bare hands.
Bare
hands. How is that possible?
Just trust me on this. You can do a lot of damage with 2 fists. You know, there is in my mind the most awful image I've ever seen of our monuments being desecrated.
Miss Pirro?
Yes?
What about this image? Is this a horrible image to you?
That is not my problem, asshole. Why don't you ask Pat Bondi?
The worst image you've ever seen in your ex.
And this is the genius who filed felony charges against the guy who threw a sandwich.
We upset Avery. We upset Avery.
She's the one that did that. And she couldn't get the grand jury to return an indictment for that, for the felony, for the guy that threw the sandwich. then she dropped it to a misdemeanor so that she could actually get to a trial because she didn't need a grand jury for a misdemeanor, and the jury acquitted. So this is the genius who's going after this dude now.
That impersonator was great. I never saw that before.
Yeah. And what we got going on over here?
Oh, Avery's upset.
Agree. See you guys. I thought today might be a more patriotic day, not the normal Trump bitch fest. Well, that's how we do. That's how we do. Y'all have a great day. Oh, come on, Agree. Get over it.
It is a patriotic day. We're talking about a threat to the republic.
Yeah, we're saving democracy. We got a threat to democracy that we're going after. Winter, what are we doing to Americans, Joey? don't. And Joey's still at it. You fucking idiot. That not her. You all are delusional. Well, I showed the real her, which I think is more ridiculous than the parody. I mean, she almost don't need to parody this woman. She's the one that was saying he got it with his bare hands.
Joey said he was in the Army with Carter. Carter was in the Navy.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. He was on a nuclear submarine. Were you on one of those Army? I guess the Army has nuclear submarines. Is that?
He was the captain of the submarine.
Right. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Uncle Sam is listening to this. He doesn't like it.
Oh, we got us another military guy to talk about who handled things. This one's retired, but do you see this? This guy's getting more political. The CQ Brown.
He's the one that takes us fired.
Right, and he was careful, but he was talking about how they're politicizing the military, and you're starting to see this bubbling up. That guy that crossed the line and called for impeachment in his uniform and everything is really out there, but I think it's an indication there's something going on in the military, even in the active service, that resisting a lot of this.
The career military, especially the officers, they're looking forward to a pension. They serve a minimum of 20 years. They get a pension for life. They get free health care, everything. And they're putting that at risk. And the retirees figure, I have more freedom to speak. But Trump has actually threatened to take away retiree benefits from generals who criticize him. So, especially the senior officers, they're worried about their retirement. You know, Trump is threatening to take away everything from them and leave them with nothing. I mean, you know, so it's a risk that they're taking to criticize him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and not only that, I mean, you know, they've already shown that they'll bring charges against them too if they want to. But I have not seen. Has anybody seen? I didn't look today, or I guess I didn't look yesterday either. But I have not seen where they've taken any action against that Air Force officer who called for impeachment on the Capitol steps. They arrested him for trespassing, but I don't see where the military has taken any action against him, which I find very interesting. If that doesn't happen, I mean, I would have thought Hegseth would be out swinging on that right away. Food break. Got a food break. Here's my ribs for beginners. Yeah. This is one of my, on my Lazy Man Cooks channel. This is one of my
large
videos.
And see how much meat it looks like there is. Don't worry about whether it's St. Louis, baby back, spare ribs. Just look for lots of meat. If they're
Yeah, I don't know. Are any of y'all into ribs? I still haven't decided. I don't really know the difference between St. Louis and baby back enough to really prefer one or the other. Anybody got an opinion on baby back versus St. Louis?
St. Louis ribs are real sweet, I think, aren't they?
Yeah.
All I know about ribs is that there's a real dispute about whether you're supposed to use pork or beef.
Oh, no. You don't use beef.
Oh, yeah. What'd you say, Dexter?
That's Texas. Texas has beef, but every place else is pork.
Yeah. Now this is a bit of controversy here. I got into some controversy here in the rib
big
world.
money on rib seasoning.
Is the whole idea of the membrane.
I don't see where that. I have tried it both. This silvery skin here, the pros want you to do that. I have tried it both ways. It's really hard to do, and I don't see where it makes a difference. Don't spit.
Peeling off the membrane. That's a big battle within the rib community. Whether you're supposed to peel off the membrane or not.
How about parboiling? You don't parboil either, do you?
You know what? I've never tried that. I've tried slow cooker, which I don't like, and I've done it in the oven. In this video, I suggest a way how to do it in the oven if you wrap it up real tight.
A butcher a long time ago told me to parboil 5 minutes before I put them on the grill, and so that's the way I did it for a long time. It was all right.
Well, this video was real popular with women because
no sugar.
I wasn't trying to do that, but because I showed how to do it in the oven instead of the grill, I discovered that a lot of women were real interested in doing their ribs in the oven. So
that's the way I do them now. I like a vinegary sauce myself.
Yeah,
a combination of vinegar and sweet. You know,
yeah,
the whole thing.
All right. Yeah. But anyway, that's
$2.75. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. You're not gonna burn the ends in.
Right. I'm into slow cooking.
Yeah.
So I like to put stuff in and just go take a nap or something. Desert Roten. Angus something or others here. I've had a javelina, which is actually a
Joey, you weren't saying anything of interest.
Can you and David eat that much together? I mean, finish that whole thing off?
No, I turn that into 2 meals. I like leftover ribs.
Yeah,
I've learned how to do them in the skillet. You know, I actually reheated some chicken breast yesterday. This way is put a little broth in the bottom of a skillet and put it on low heat, and then just put your meat in there and cover it, absolutely cover it, so you get a little steam effect. And that is a great way to heat up meat and keep it moist, you know, keep it from drying out.
I'm going to check out your cooking channel there, Greg. I tried to remember what the name of it was, but I got
it's
Lazy Man.
Lazy Man.
Right.
Lazy Man Cooks on YouTube. Yeah. I got into that. I made a video practically every other day and I ended up with 300 videos. And then I just ran out of, I cooked everything I knew how to cook. I literally cooked everything I knew how to cook. Everything my dad had taught me and my Kentucky relatives. Then I was like making up. Then I was starting to make up stuff to cook. Like,
why don't you get a wok and learn how to stir fry? That had a whole new menu.
You know what? I would like to do that. That would be a whole new adventure. Yeah, it would actually. I have not done that, and because I've done the clay cooking and the clay pot and the slow cooker and steamer.
There's all the trail mixer recipes. Have you tried all of them?
Yeah, we've got the section on TrailMix up at the top for TrailMix Kitchen. We've got a lot of them over there.
Sturgeon, I used to discuss Carolina ribs. The vinegar base or the sweet base. He was like a expert on ribs down there around Charleston in the Low Country. You go out in the country, get some good ribs in those rib shacks out there.
Joey doesn't like your military hats. You don't deserve to wear them.
Yeah, I always hear that from people who aren't veterans.
Yeah.
If you've served in the military, then I'll listen to you. But if you haven't served in the military, go take a hike.
I think he was saying, is he once said he was in the Army? Oh, here's that. Yeah, the address of that. I need to make me a little short.
Well, I'll tell you why I wear my hat. I was against the war, but I went, because in some sense of the word, I am a patriot. And my grandfathers and my father fought in their wars. And instead of running to Canada or Europe or Sweden or somewhere, I decided to serve my country. Asshole.
Yeah, I joined the Navy to avoid the draft, and I was never very enthusiastic, but I always did my job. I followed orders, I did my job, and I was just a cog in the machine.
Yeah.
And every generation in my family has served in the military, so get off your high horse.
Yeah, there's the address there now is at LazyMan-Cooks. I need to make one of my short links for this for Lazy Man. I never have done.
Yeah,
that.
when I typed in Craig Crawford, I didn't find it.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of Joey. He's going off the reservation.
Oh, we gonna ban him. You want to ban him?
He called you a stupid.
Oh. Well, I don't mind that.
Or me or Nash. I think he called both of me and Nash stupid.
I think all three of us.
Maybe all of us.
Calm down, Joey. Calm down. We're all American, aren't we? All Americans.
Yes, you are today.
Yeah.
We got a bunch more of them today down in Charlottesville. Much more Americans today in Charlottesville at Monticello.
I would never tell anybody not to wear a MAGA hat. I mean, if you want to wear a MAGA hat, fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't see them anymore. I haven't seen one for ages.
There's a YouTube video that shows a guy wearing a MAGA hat, and he's on an up escalator. And coming on the down escalator is a military guy in uniform. The guy reaches over, grabs the hat, and throws it away.
I saw that. I saw that.
Now catch this guy. This dude is, I believe they say he's 100 years old. I thought of that when that kid really who in the Navy officer who went to Capitol and called for Trump's impeachment. Everybody's talking about, but here's a guy who served World War II, and this is pretty powerful stuff. This is powerful stuff.
Next week I'll be 101 years old.
Now is that volume high enough?
Well, it's got subtitles.
I was 18 years old. I was inducted into the Army, and what they taught me to do there was to kill people who set up detention camps. Can you imagine how I felt earlier this year when they announced that one of the future detention camps would be at that same Camp Landing in Florida? We have a fascist government that allows innocent people to be put in detention camps and incarcerated.
Did you actually hear that guy?
He's not senile. I heard every word he said. He's telling the truth. Yeah, he's telling the truth. Every word he said.
It was faint, but also there's subtitles, so even if you can't hear it.
Yeah, some of these clips I get, they just don't. Whoever makes them, they don't yank their volume up enough.
Of course, I got handy dandy earphones, and I can hear everything. I can hear you guys whisper.
Oh, so Venture's saying so. He fought my granddad. Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild?
Isn't it though? Yeah. But today is our peaceful day.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I noticed you picked up on that, Dexter. You like that? That's my monk. I actually recorded that myself. That's the monk. Remember when the monks came to D.C.? They walked all the way from Texas. I went into one of my obsessions over that. I went out there to see him a couple times. I about decided I was going to become a Buddhist, but I got over that. And but he gave a speech, in a enclosed in a room that was only about 100 people there, and he was talking, and I was pretty close, and I started recording him, and he said that you should begin every day. First thing you do before you have your coffee, you do everything. You just say to yourself, today is going to be my peaceful day. And then you have a better day. Every day you say that.
Every day. Okay.
He said every day when you get up, the first thing you should say is, today is going to be my peaceful day.
All right. That's a good motto. mantra or chant or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So that's why I put it in the opening that I'd been doing for these live streams.
A lot of people recommend, journaling, and when you get up in the morning, you're supposed to think about what you're going to do that day and try to think of positive things. Again, first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for hot dogs and pretzels and beer, just like that old singer told us a long time ago. Nat King Cole.
What we are doing today.
Of course, mine's going to be root beer. Diet root beer for me.
I'm actually going to take us out here with the entire Declaration of Independence, the whole thing. 10 minutes, which in today's world, I guess, is 2 weeks. I mean, to people, I guess. I don't know.
You all have a great holiday.
It's too long for a TikTok video, so.
Yeah. Well, I turned it into a 2-minute, and then I made some TikTok videos. I actually made some 30-second TikTok videos from excerpts from the Declaration that are floating on TikTok right now. I got about half a dozen that I chopped them up, and they do all right. They do all right. Here we go. We're going out with the entire Declaration of Independence read by Robert Barker. There's no AI. I made this video years ago before anybody had ever even heard of AI. So nobody can accuse me of using AI on this video because there ain't none in it. And I used all period paintings too. I didn't use any AI generated. And Bill Barker he's a historian actually with Monticello, and he did the research on Jefferson's voice, and he did as good a job as he could manage to capture what is understood about his voice, and in particular his accent. So that's what we got here. So we'll talk to everybody on the other side on trailmix.cc. Good seeing everybody. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Come back if you want, Joey. Try to calm down if you want to come back.
When, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles, and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light or transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shewn that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty, to throw off such government, and to provide new gods for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance unless suspended in their operation to his assent shall be obtained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records, for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time after such dissolutions to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states for that purpose obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He has affected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burnt our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections amongst us, and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers the merciless Indian savages, whose known rule of warfare is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our emigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They, too, have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity. We must, therefore, acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation, and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace, friends. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny, to prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world.
Strip birthright citizenship from American soil by executive fiat. Purge thousands of career civil servants without cause. Actively defied and resisted the lawful authority of the federal courts. Accepted prohibited gifts, favors, and foreign financial benefits in open violation of the Constitution. Permitted members of his own family to pursue interests against the public trust. Sued and intimidated members of the free press. Subverted the electoral process, weaponizing federal authority in voting maps. Deployed masked federal agents to detain citizens without due process of law. Ignored Congress, openly challenged its spending authority. Summarily removed inspectors general charged with investigating misconduct, declared peaceful assemblies to be insurrections, threatened judges with impeachment for rulings that cross his will, menaced law firms and independent counsel for representing clients opposed to his interests, concentrated extraordinary power in his own hands and among a circle of allied oligarchs, threatened criminal prosecution and imprisonment of political opponents, punished states that oppose him politically by withholding critical federal support, targeted universities and students to suppress protected speech, deployed federal troops into American cities over the objections of state leaders, claimed unilateral authority to impose sweeping punitive tariffs, unilateral authority to commit American forces to foreign conflict and wage war without the constitutionally mandated declaration of Congress. We set forth these grievances not as partisans, but as citizens defending the common trust.